Hi, welcome to Papa's Workshop, and I appreciate you spending some time with me today. And one of the things that I have come to realize is that I'm getting older, and it's not as easy to do things as easy as it once was. One of those things is lifting sheets of plywood or lifting heavy doors. So today I'm going to do a quick little project. It's a little small two-wheel dolly that makes moving the doors and large sheets of plywood around much easier because I can't pick them up and carry them like I used to when I was young. Let's get started. I looked around the shop and I found some old wheels that I had from way back when that are actually covered with dust. A couple of washers. I'm going to use a 1/2-inch steel rod for my axle. Some scrap wood that I found in the shop, in the scrap bin. And the only thing that I actually had to purchase was these two little caps that will go onto the end of it. So let's get started making this. First thing I did, I had a scrap piece of wood that was 10 inches long, and that seemed to work out real well. So I cut a piece of 2x4, the same thing, 10 inches. And this same scrap piece of wood was 5 1/4. So I took my other piece of scrap wood and cut it 5 1/4 as well. So that gives me all my equal parts. And what I'm going to do is just simply put this on each side. We're going to drill the hole through here and attach the wheels, and we'll have our little two-wheel dolly. What I'm going to do is have my axle right in the center. So I'm going to have that at 5 inches, and I'm going to put a couple of screws in. So I'll put a screw right about here and another screw here. To be able to get the center point and where I want it, I know my 2x4 is 1.5 inches, so I can just mark that. And I'll put my screw right here at my 3/4 point and right there. So there's my center line for my screws. Center line for my axle is going to be right there also. So now I'll take it over to the drill press and put my holes in it. Okay, with a 1/2-inch paddle bit installed in the drill press, I'm going to drill my hole for my axle right here. I'll do the same thing for the other side, and we'll drill a hole through the 2x4 as well. And a couple of quick holes for the screws. And a quick countersink. There we go. Okay, I'm going to be using a 1 5/8 inch drywall screw to be able to put this in place. So let's go ahead and screw this in. I'm going to line it up just where I want it, and we'll screw it in place. Same thing over here. There we go. Now I'll be able to drill this hole and get a nice accurate positioning. Okay, with all of the holes drilled, I'm just going to set this up here. I'm going to go ahead and slip my rod, my axle, into the position. That will ensure the alignment. And then I'll go ahead and place my last 2 screws in. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is measure and cut the length of my axle. Okay, I'm sliding the axle through. I'm going to put a washer on. Then I'm going to slip the wheel on. And then my cap will slip on, and I'll probably want about a 1/2 inch to spare there. So I'm going to come through a little bit more, so right there. Now I can measure this distance, and that is going to be 1 15/16. So I'll turn around to the other side. I'll mark that 1 15/16, and that's where I want to cut it off. Alright, with the axle mounted in my vise and that's securely in place, I'm going to use my cutoff tool, and right there is my line. All right, I'm gonna let that cool for a couple of minutes before I handle it, and we'll be ready to assemble it. While the axle was cooling, I decided to do a little round over on the edges to make it a little bit smoother and a little bit more attractive. Last thing to do was just assemble everything by placing the washer on, then the wheel, and tapping on the end cap. And then flip it over and did the same to the other side. The only thing that was left was to test it out. I had an old solid core door, so I put that on my dolly, rolled it around, and boy is that easy. That turned out perfect. I think I'll be able to handle large sheets of plywood the same way. So another successful project. Thank you for watching today. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel for future updates. As always, have fun, be safe, take care now.